My name is Jean Garland, and Bangor Worldwide is very precious to me. That's particularly because of a memory that I have in 1974 in Hamilton Road Presbyterian Church. I was fairly young and I remember George Verwer was speaking about mission, and I remember standing up and saying, "Yes, Lord, I'm willing to go overseas if you want me to." I mean, I wasn't the only one stood up that night, there were loads of us, Now, I had had the privilege of being brought up in a home that was very mission-minded and had actually relatives who had been missionaries in China, India, Nigeria, and Japan. So I had history in my family, so being a missionary wasn't an odd thing. And we also had a lot of missionaries come and stay with us. My mother sent out prayer letters for many missionaries, especially WEC missionaries. But because of that, I knew a lot of them, and I knew that they weren't superhuman. I knew that they were very ordinary people, but also people of great faith, and particularly people of great prayer. So God had prepared my heart before that 1974 event. I've always been of the belief that if you love Jesus, and I love Jesus, and I did love Jesus as a teenager, I was quite passionate about my faith. And if you love Jesus, you want other people to know about it. Not just people locally, but people who've never ever had the chance to meet another Christian. And even today, it's likely, the statistics show us, about 80% of Buddhists, Muslims and Hindus don't actually know a Christian, or haven't had any opportunity for anybody to tell them the story of Christ and his redemption. And that is something that really still disturbs me all these years later. Now, I was really privileged to marry somebody, Sid Garland, who also, before we got married, we talked about mission and we talked about our passion for mission. And so we were very privileged together to go to Nigeria in 1987, which is nearly 40 years ago, unbelievably. And our children were brought up in Nigeria, all three of them, stayed with us there until they were 18, and that was great. The Lord really provided for them. Now, it's easy for me now, looking back, to see God's faithfulness, because he worked so many things out and he answered so many prayers and he provided so many resources over the years. It wasn't always easy, and there were times when you almost despaired, and that was the reality of it, especially when children were sick. And we had our son was at one point was very sick and had to be evacuated back to Northern Ireland for a period of time, and we almost lost him. But looking back, we can see God's faithfulness in so much of it and how he has provided for us. Coming to Bangor Worldwide now as a retired missionary and somebody who's quite a bit older, I still get the thrill of seeing missionaries talk about their experience of being overseas and of proving God and proving his faithfulness. And if you've never been to Bangor Worldwide, you need to go, because you need to have your heart stirred. You need to actually not just think of yourself and your family and your church, but you actually need to think about what God is doing, and he's working marvelously all across the world. Now, God is bringing people to us from all across the world, and we have an opportunity to share the gospel with people we would never have dreamt of sharing the gospel with here in Northern Ireland. But there's many people who will never come here, and there's many people who need to know Jesus and need to have that opportunity, because Jesus died for them as well as for me. And we're so privileged. We have so much that has been given to us by God, and yet sometimes we hold on to it, and we have the opportunity to go overseas. Now, today is very different. In the days when we went to missions, short-term mission trips were not a thing. But so, if you're interested, come to Bangor Worldwide, talk to somebody on the mission stands about your passion, or your interest, or what country you're interested in, what gifts you have, what God has been speaking to you about, and join up with a mission agency that is familiar with the place that you're talking about, and who also can give you guidance and good member care. And talk to your elders in your church and get your church involved, because without those prayer partners and the church and the mission agency, it's not the same. You need that support. You can't do this on your own.